back to another episode of the Migo Experiment Quarantine Edition, but with the only, el único, Henry Vicente Santos, man, right here with us right now. Man. 20 years in the game strong. He's here with us, man. Boy, hey, thank you for making time, to join us here on the Migo Experiment. I'm Henry Flo.
Okay.
Yo soy Willy B.
And I'm Henry Santos, Henry Vicente Santos Taveras. That's me. That was a great intro, man. I love it. First time ever.
So, entonces, Henry, so you've obviously been in the music industry for a very long time. And, you first started when you were 16 years old with Aventura, performing at clubs at that young. Did anybody know how young you were at those times?
Well, basically, they did know. However, my cousin was actually even younger. Romeo is actually 2 years younger than me. So I was 16, but he was 14 at the time that we started in this music business. And the funny thing that I do remember is that at 14 and 16, like they couldn't really pay us whenever we went to those little clubs and that we were playing, in the hood. And so what we would get paid would be ¿cómo se llama? Chicharrones de pollo con morisoñando. We would play actually for food at first when we first started. Just because we were so hungry, not just for the food, but like to make it in the business, that we just accepted whatever they wanted to pay us. We remember, like we always talk, like among us, we talk about Catalinas, which was the first place actually like opened the doors for us. That it was amazing. If it wasn't because of Catalina and just paying us chicharrones de pollo, we wouldn't be here.
Hey, man, that's a really humbling story, man.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, did you guys, considering that you guys were so young too, did you guys ever get away with anything either?
Well, we got away with a lot of things, but most importantly, I think the fact that we would lie to our parents about where we were going. Like I would tell Romeo is actually my cousin, so I would tell his mom that he would be staying at my place, and vice versa. Like she, I would tell her, no, Anthony se va a quedar conmigo, and my mom le decíamos, no, él se va a quedar o sea, al revés. And we ended up going elsewhere, like we would just like party all night at 16 and 14, 15. Y hacíamos cositas malas por ahí, tú sabes, pero cosas de muchachos. O sea, we were learning, we were always trying to get the girls, and the fact that we had just started in the music business, now we always thought we were stars, and so we play that game like all the time.
That's cool. That's cool to know. Well, I mean, especially at those times too. Hey, I got a few stories.
You could tell that I'm actually holding back, a lot of information.
Okay, we don't have. Hey, like I said, I got a few stories of my own at that age too. So
yeah,
I know what you mean.
I'm saying, man, we're FCC free around these parts. You know what I mean? So
no, pero tú sabes la ética. I'm trying to like keep la ética. But at that time, I must say, aprendimos. I remember actually about alcohol. Like we actually started the first, the first time that we actually got like a little buzz was because of this drink. I don't know if you remember. It was called Zima. You remember Zima?
Yeah, the little clear one.
Yeah, the little clear one.
Yeah.
To us, like not even beer, because like we weren't really into alcohol. But empezamos el bochinche with Zima. You know what I'm saying? We're like, oh, we killing it, man. We drinking the Zima, yeah.
Before we continue into that, to some of the people like me who don't know what Zima is, what is Zima? ¿Qué es eso?
Zima probably is like a sparkling drink that actually had like probably like 5% alcohol.
Oh.
So
it was 3.
It was 3. It was so low. However, but we thought we were killing it, at 16. We never had drank alcohol, but we were like, oh man, we having Zima tonight, baby, yeah.
It's kind of like a Smirnoff Ice though, Bodie. Or like you ever had Smirnoff like that?
Okay.
Yeah, but Zima was actually like the original though before.
There you go.
Okay, so regarding the genre bachata, you know, when you ask people, um, or actually, you know what, when people who are, you know, let's say non-Latins that don't know what
Mm.
bachata is, and you know, I've had people that ask me, "Yo, what is bachata?" And it's kind of hard for me to explain it because I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, it's a type of music. How could you best define what bachata is?
Oh, bachata, um, like at the core, it really is blues. It's like Dominican blues. You know, it all started, if you listen to blues, it was like sad. I mean, that was the core of bachata before Aventura. It was mostly the girl left me, I'm sad, like I gotta sing the blues, you know, that was the vibe. Um, However, when we came into the picture, we we started noticing that it was like música pa los viejitos. You know, we were like, we need to make this younger. We need to do something that we can actually, feel, and whatever happened with Aventura, like this whole magic that you see even today, everything just happened naturally. Like we didn't sit down and made a plan about what we wanted to do, but we did know that we wanted to do something that we felt good about, musically speaking. So yeah, so we changed the blues into something more modern. We added, new rhythms, R&B, things, that we would listen to every day, hip hop, at home, even salsa. Like we just have a little bit, being in New York, like you have a little bit of everything. So it was actually very easy for us to, to melt everything together.
Está bien. And that is
Oh,
very true.
oh.
That is true that was definitely the core back then. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, you know, when you say that esa música era, you know, más pa los viejitos, it's
Mm-hmm.
very true. When you listen to that old school, the early 90s type of bachata, you're just like, damn. Like, and
Not just
that's a good way
like,
to define it. Like Latino blues. That's a
yeah,
good
there
way
you
to
go.
define it.
Yeah, I would say it wasn't only for viejitos. It was also like bar music. It
Mhm.
was like for prostitutes. That was like the focus of all the music back then. We're talking about the early 80s, and the 90s, even at the beginning. That's when when I
Luis Segura
started
times.
the Luis Segura. Yeah, that was oof. That was Cortavena. That's what we call Cortavena. So all this music, it was funny because I don't know if you guys know, but I was actually born in the Dominican Republic, and I
Mhm.
came here when I was 13. And to know that my cousin, Tony Anthony Romeo, he knew the same music that I knew, that had to do with the Cortavenas and the Luis Seguras and the Luis Vargas and uh, like all these legends. I didn't know that he had that culture in him. So the fact, that we just we just clicked right away when we actually first met when I was 13, that it was incredible. It was like a great thing.
Well,
That's what's
that's,
up,
that's
man.
good. Yeah.
Am I
So,
schooling you guys? Am I schooling you
you
guys
know what? De
on
verdad,
bachata?
hablando de verdad, a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah,
Nos,
because I see your faces and I'm like, oh, did they know? No,
No, it's a
oh my
comparison
God,
to
yeah.
it's the comparison of what you did to the like what you said to the blues, and like blues goes back to like the core of rock and roll and hip hop and everything else as well. So it's just like for you to say that y tanto lo
Mm-hmm.
que ha salido de la era de cuando comenzaron ustedes is like
Yeah.
is different because you guys brought in what it is. You brought that like Max brought in that funk to the bachata.
Yes.
So different.
Yes.
And Lenny, that sound, with the reverbs and the delays and all that stuff, like he's playing, bro, like you guys brought a whole different sound that even now.
However, I'm sorry to interrupt, but however, if you see that's all dressing up the real chord. That if you pay attention, there's something magical that we noticed at the beginning of our careers that couldn't die, which is the fact of that core eh, melancholia, that blues. Somehow it's in there.
Mhm.
We actually do certain songs that they come out of that formula. a little bit, just because we wanted to have fun, inventar, son las 5 de la mañana, like that had nothing to do with blues. However, it does have a backstory in the writing of La Niña that I want to get, you know, that I don't have. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of, it still has something in there. There are plenty of rhythms that you now today you listen to, like in bachata, but personally I don't consider it bachata. It's like many people like grab like an R&B and they just put some bongos in it and they think it's bachata, but you know, that's when you know that they don't know what bachata is. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Because bachata does have that blues or that signature somewhere in there that you feel it in your heart.
I mean, you said earlier as well too that los cortavenas, Luis Segura and all them too as well, bro. Y'all made a lot of cortavenas, bro. Like you made like the modern age cortavena, bro. So like, you know, like you said, you follow the footsteps you did to the core and everything.
That's true. Because if without it, you know, it just becomes something else that's not bachata. You know, that ingredient needs to be in there somehow, and we do that. You know.
Bueno, you know, fast forwarding it to today, your newest single, que se llama Traicionarlo Conmigo.
Mm-hmm.
It just came out this month and it has already hit over 1 million views in 1 week. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So,
Thank you.
was the song created during these quarantine times? Like, tell us about that.
Well, it not really. Actually, that song I had it already, you know, set up to come out this year. Unfortunately, you know, everything came out. You know, toda el virus and everything came in and y le estropeó everything for everybody.
Right.
But I couldn't stop my singles, you know, from coming out because it was already established that from the beginning of the year. I'm very happy, you know, that people actually accepted it the way it did. Porque I just realized, you know, that a la gente le gusta la maldad, you know, like, like I'm like, look, I've got so many songs, bro, that I've done over the years. And I just realized que cuando tú le metes esa maldad, como que la gente, they accept it faster. I don't know why. They're like, oh my God, este tipo me está dando idea. So, I don't know. Traicionarlo Conmigo was actually one of those tracks that, you know, I'm very blessed that a lot of people really like it.
That's cool. Did you actually write the new single?
Yes. I you know, tengo, gracias a Dios, la dicha de que especialmente en estos tiempos que there's not much to do, you know,
Yeah.
I just stay home and I just start writing y la musa me llega and y he tenido sí el chance de escribir la mayoría de todos mis temas.
Hablando de musa, you know, usually artists, they have like some type of inspiration for the songs that they write. You know, what inspired you to write this song talking about a man asking a woman to betray her man with him?
Well, that's part of it, because if you listen to it, you know, I'm her best friend, and she's already been betrayed by her man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving her options. You know, you know, would she take it? If she takes it, you know, I think it would be a great idea. You know, that's what the guy in the song actually is doing. You know, not necessarily como que vamos, because you know, it happens a lot. Los mejores amigos, la vulnerabilidad, or whatever you say, vulnerability, whatever, that actually is there. Pero, you know, this time around in the song, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not trying to, you know, take advantage of the girl that's heartbroken. I'm just giving her options on how to get back. You know, like an eye for an eye, you know, para que se sienta, para que lo sienta de verdad. You know what I'm saying? Claro. Like that's the option I'm giving the girl in the song. And the inspiration, it's funny because, you know, my wife and I, we sit down and we talk a lot about all these different situations that you know, in the everyday life, like you would see things happen. So this became out of a conversation that I had with my wife. You know, I was like, wow, what would be, how how is there like a balance? How can you balance out una traición? If you really think about it, ¿cómo se le puede dar a un hombre que ha traicionado a una mujer un buen merecido? And she was like, que se acueste con su mejor amigo. And I was like, what? Hold on a second. That is a great idea, but it's the way you
very
do
common.
it. It's very common. It's very common, but like I said, you know, it's the fact of haciéndolo para, you know, to get back at a la traición, you know, al tipo, para que él se sienta como, wow, I can't believe that guy that I always trusted to be her man, her best friend, actually ended up like doing stuff with it. Eso duele. If I was in that guy's situation, I'd be devastated, you know?
Claro. Well, you know what? If you know, to our viewers, if you guys haven't heard the song, you guys can find it on all your streaming platforms. The video is also on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, hasta en su Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I'm pretty sure lo tienen hasta en MySpace, okay?
Wow.
Who knows? So let's
Oh
talk,
my God.
you know, as we're still on the topic of current times, you know, as you and all of our viewers know, we're currently in a pandemic regarding COVID-19. And now we have to worry about these murder hornets. So to be
murder
honest,
hornets, yeah.
These big ass murder hornets. So, you know, to be honest with you, well, actually, you're going to be honest with us. If you see a hornet or a bee or anything like that, or an insect, what are you going to do? Are you going to A, swing it away? Are you going to B, run away from it? Or C, are you going to kill it?
Oh, I try to kill it. I try to fight it. I try to fight it. I try to be like, what? You want to kill me? Bang, boom, boom, boom. I don't know. That's just me. You know, like actually I like to think que yo tengo como un don de agarrar el mosquito, así como Mr. Miyagi. Boom, 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 y matar vaina.
With the hand?
So obviously, like I grab it like that. Yeah, like I got that like, ¿cómo se dice? Esa
reflex.
The reflex. Boom, 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 boom. So definitely no. Si viene una vaina de esa, you know, le voy a dar galleta.
Well, that's good to know. All right.
Yeah.
Henry Santos is not afraid of no more murder hornets. All right. Let that be known.
Nah, man.
Murder hornets should be afraid of him.
I murder the murder hornets.
Le vamos a llamar, vamos a llamar a Murder Henry.
Mata avispa.
El mata avispa.
Mata avispa.
Hell yeah, man. 1-800 Henry Matavipa right there. Just call me.
There you go. Call him.
You go out there with just a big old hose and muera. Wow, done. Bye, I'm out.
Bueno, let's go ahead and also let's say the scenario. Let's say that bachata never existed. Which genre do you think that Aventura would have tried to do?
Wow, that's a good question. To be honest, wow, it's hard because it's like each one of us bring like a different element to the band. I don't know if you notice me. To be honest, I would do some salsa. Like I love salsa. I was a huge fan prior to getting into the music business. I was a huge salsa fan. Y creo que algo tropicalito así, al estilo que sé yo, como no sé, like new school salsa or something, you know, like con nuevos elementos. I believe, yeah, that would probably be something I'd be interested in.
I don't know why, but I honestly thought we were gonna go with either reggaeton or la música
that obvious.
Típico.
That obvious.
El música típico.
Oh, actually, I do like típico too, and tengo una sorpresita por ahí, tengo un típico que estoy ya terminando con una gran representación de la República Dominicana. Todavía no voy a darle los detalles, pero eso viene ya para mi próximo álbum y I'm very happy to have done that. Y digo salsa por la pregunta anterior because, I've done a couple of salsas and, this is something in my previous albums and this is something that I will definitely, tú sabes, would like to keep doing in the future.
That's good to know. Wepa. I love salsa too, so.
Hey.
You know what? So going on from genre, I mean, you are saying that salsa is definitely something that you have done, something that you do enjoy. What exactly is your favorite song to sing? It could be a salsa or it could be outside of salsa, but what is Henry Santos's go-to song, favorite song to sing?
Oh wow! Well, now that you mention it, and vamos, let's break it into two, because salsa-wise, I do have one that me tripea because my wife, she was pregnant, and I didn't know, and I wrote a song about it. Ella tiene mareo, papá, y no le apetece nada. Ella tiene mareo. ¿Será que viene una niña? O sea, viene una niña o viene un niño. I don't know what it is. That's what the song is about. So if you listen to it, it's like hype. It's like a little old school salsa, with little elements of new school.
Yeah, I've heard it.
So you heard it, right? So
I'm
to
DJ,
me,
man, I got to.
There you go. so tengo every time I'm in the car and that song like just pops, like my wife is a dancer. Entonces ya tú sabes, se me repelpero ahí en el carro, everybody dancing, hey. Pero bachata, to be honest, conchales, son muchas canciones, pero one that I like to sing, and why? Bueno, definitely Deja Vu. Deja Vu from Aventura, because it never gets old. Everyone is always asking for it. Siempre hay una historia de que Montro esa canción, my girl, back in the days, and it reminds me de solo los días de tomando. I was like, okay, cántame un ching. Yeah, okay.
Entonces canta un ching, canta un para la gente que no lo saben.
Quiero revivir la pasión que ayer mostrábamos delante de la gente, cómo nos abrazábamos, cómo me acariciabas la cara lentamente así. Dame la oportunidad de gozar de tus besos, tus caricias las extraño. En tu cárcel vivo preso, dame otra oportunidad. Bien sabes que yo soy de ti. There you go.
I was about to reach for my lighter.
Hey, yo, they're gonna promo. Hey, right there.
Yeah, how you doing today? So, which Aventura album relates to your personality?
Wow, which Aventura album relates to my personality? A ver, let me think back. So many tracks. I could tell you what my favorite Aventura album is. That I listen to it today, like if I was a fan.
Yeah.
You wanna take a guess?
First one?
Nah. Actually, the last.
Really?
Oh my God. To me, yeah, because I hear it, and it's not just because of the lyrics. It's not just because of the arreglos. It's everything as a whole. To me, we were at the point that ya no se puede subir más de ahí. O sea, to me, that album represents what bachata was in our time. Like en todos los años que tuvimos como Aventura. I don't think, to be honest, I don't know if we were able to actually top that in terms of music, lyrics, harmonies. We had so much fun doing that album, so much, because we already knew what we wanted. We didn't hold back. We didn't have a disquera telling us do this, do that. We just went all out. So that's why I love that album. I listen to it even today as if it was like if I was the biggest fan.
Hey man, I would have not thought that though. I thought it was the first.
I know. That's a fun fact. I would have never guessed.
You'll be surprised how many songs my cousin and I, we sit down and be like, oh, we wish so much this track que la gente lo hubiese aceptado the way that we love it. For example, La Tormenta. Let's talk about La Tormenta from that album. To us, that's actually one of the top songs there is. Tu Jueguito. You know, Tu Jueguito is another track that as soon as it starts, I get goosebumps. When we play it even today, I get goosebumps. You know, because of every single element on each song. Pero those tracks weren't, you know, we didn't do videos to it. You know, it wasn't, no sé, pasó diferentes cosas que la gente no lo miró como si fuera un sencillo, ni tampoco la disquera, pero those are two tracks that from that album that we definitely love. And this is something that not a lot of people know.
Shoot, man, but your fans know though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fans know those are the songs that as a DJ, if I gotta start off the set with the beginning of it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, if I'm they know, okay, let me get this drink, let me go get my girlfriend, hear the whole intro, like, oh, boom, and it drops, boom, it's just like, oh.
I start going in the club. I'm like, wait. I need to find me una pareja. I gotta find a pareja. Hold on.
They're like they're like songs created like it's like what Drake is now. Like you guys have stories like that plays out, you know what I mean? Like película, other, you know, so many, man. Yeah. So it's just like,
of course,
respect, man.
Thank you.
My next question for you is, how do you feel about outside of mainstream artists such as Post Malone and ticket sales? There was an article.
Yes, of course. That's from the tour, correct?
Yeah, from the tour.
Well, yeah, no, to us it's always a blessing, you know, saber that we count with so many fans all over the world and that they, you know, siempre they there to support us, you know, they there to see us. It's magical. We could be doing, you know, things individually, everybody, but you mentioned an Aventura concert, an Aventura get together, or whatever, and you're gonna see a lot of people, you know, que no solamente the fans that actually grew up with us, but like the new generation, you know, like que tienen hijos que they grow up with us too, you know, with their parents, se suman, o sea, and there actually isn't a way to thank them, you know, but just to continue to give them like good music. I mean, it's you know, it's incredible.
Yeah, and I think Aventura is the first Latin group that I've seen sell out like at least 2 shows in each city, and then major city had 3 or more.
Yeah,
that's big for Latino. That's a big win.
Of course, and the best part of it is that we make sure that everybody has fun, you know, including us. Like we just don't take things. We take things seriously when it comes to like preparing a show, but at the moment that we're on stage, we go all out. Most of the things that happen on stage, a lot of the things, I'm gonna say probably like 60%, son improvisadas. It's like we don't have things just happen on stage that is magical, and if it works at the moment, we just continue to do it. You feel me? So there are so many stories that you would not believe. Can you believe that I couldn't rehearse for this tour? I wasn't in one rehearsal on this tour. I just went directly because, you know, I had things to do. I had other things to do. And I went directly to stage without knowing what we were going to do. And it is, you know, it just went flawlessly, you know?
And I'm sorry to interrupt. And you didn't even know, I'm guessing, I mean, you had to have at least known your sets, you know, what was coming.
Yeah, that's the only thing I knew.
Okay.
I knew the name, the songs.
I went to the concert, and you know, everything was done so well. So I'm kind of surprised that you.
Which one did you go to? The LA?
In
DC.
Huh?
Capital One Arena.
Okay.
The
DC,
second
no,
show.
We went to the
second one.
second
All right.
show. We all went
No,
together.
but ya para eso, you know, we had done a few concerts already. We
Claro.
started in LA, and that was actually the magical one, because we were like, what's gonna happen? On the first one, because I just couldn't make it. I have so many other things that I was doing, that living here in Miami, the guys in New York, they did have the chance, to rehearse. They just sent me the set list, and my cousin was like, well, I'm not worried about you, because it's like so many years, it's the same songs, we want to do it again. So the first concert, it was like time had frozen, like nothing was different. We just continued to do and have the same magic as day one.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's pretty much at that point, it's pretty much muscle memory. So I get it.
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Yeah, man. And going to the concert, because like what you just said right now, going to the concert, and us, enjoying your concert, our ladies too. Well, Bodie and her partner. And anyways, I was lit, first off. Yeah, I was super lit, man. You know what I mean?
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
But then I was like, yo, is it me, man? Or did Henry, and like the rest of the guys, did they study how to be like this superhero stance? Boom, camera got him, I'm just like, yo, superhero, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo,
bro.
like,
If I tell
that
you,
power, I felt so intimidated.
yeah, I'm like, yo, there's superheroes up there, bro. My man, Henry over there.
It's funny that you do mention that, but no, we don't rehearse absolutely anything, bro. We don't. It's so magical that we literally had almost 10 years that we didn't do anything together. When my cousin called to do the Aventura video, the Immortal video, right? Everything you see there was probably done one time. Most of the things that you see there, it was just done one time. We just picked up right away where we were. We did the stances, we did everything. Everything that you saw there, the superhero, that's funny. The superhero stances, like the poses, like we did that we didn't practice that, bro. That just happened naturally, and we know what we do, and we don't mind that Mike is in the front, I'm in the back, I could be in the left, Lenny will be in the right, Romeo will be in the left. It doesn't matter where you stand, as long as you know that the picture's perfect. So we all work towards the picture, without knowing. It just happens,
Yeah, because there is a picture going right behind you. It's just like, hey, super dope concert, by the way, man. Super dope, man.
It was super dope.
It's funny, but I don't, me on stage, I don't see what you see. I haven't seen yet what you're talking about right now. I'm guessing that there is, like, we do a post and probably something comes out in the back.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen that, to be honest. I swear to God. I swear to God. I don't like the reference that you're talking about right now. I haven't seen it. Now I'm gonna dig it. I'm gonna see what is it you're talking about the poses or whatever.
Just know it looks good, and it looks practiced, and it looks natural. Just know that.
Okay, all right.
It looks good,
right.
Yeah.
You might think I'm lying. But is it the honest truth that whatever happens there, it just happens naturally,
That last show that you guys did here at Capital One Arena before this whole pandemic, right? This whole pandemic, how has that affected the tour? Like, how much, how many more cities you still got to go?
Oh, wow. Yeah, we were scheduled to do actually 3 months or more, a little more than 3 months. And we just did one, we still had to go probably like another like 25 cities. And it just, came to a halt. We have to wait until next year now, until February, so that everything's, hopefully con la ayuda de Dios, there's no more restrictions or nothing, that everything just goes as planned. But yeah, man, it was terrible, because we were having so much fun, and this had taken a while, over 10 years to happen. And then when it does happen, Este año, no sé, empezó raro porque si tú lo piensas, empezó con la tragedia de Kobe Bryant y después, o sea, cositas que han sido como negativas así. They had just started like piling up, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe 2020 maybe sounds good, but maybe 2021 is the one, you know?
Right, all right, all right. Yeah, man, because that show right there, I've been the first time I've ever seen you guys. I only seen you guys twice. The
Oh,
first
yeah?
time I saw you, you guys were dressed like waiters, bro. Like straight camisa blanca, button down with some black slacks on, bro. Skinny ass little kid, fucking, Romeo's over there singing on top of everybody, towering everything, and you know what I mean? In this little ass stage, yo. I remember seeing you there. And then boom, Capital One Arena 20 years later, you know what I mean? Because Willy chose finally to get some tickets and go, you know what I mean, show the show. But it's just like through all this time, man, and actually going through this pandemic and everything, and sound, okay, you guys care so much about your sound. I know that because you guys are like flawless. When you did this whole Bud Light, live with Con Grupo, via however you got it done, was there any concern, you being a singer, that there's going to be a delay?
There was a delay, actually. So this is what happened. The guys didn't hear me. They didn't hear me. I sang and I did everything on my end, but at their end, it was solamente la imagen, and they were picking up my voice over there, pero bajito. You understand? So at the moment that when everything ended, they just moved my voice a little forward because there was a delay of like 3 or 4 seconds, and that was it. So that was the magic that happened, that at the moment, everything came out like, it came out perfect because we knew what we had to do. Like there was tampoco ahí había ensayo. So we just did everything that we had to do. We just planned some things, certain things like, all right, let's do, this is the set. We're doing probably a minute and a half of each song, and then we'll just stop, and in my song, for example, I just told the guys, all right, en la segunda vuelta, I'll come in. So yeah, muscle memory also, they couldn't hear me. It's funny. They couldn't hear me. They kept playing, but my voice was there at the same time. So that was, it's magic.
Henry, dime una cosa. You ever had a song make you cry on stage, bro?
A song that made me cry on stage?
Yeah.
Well, let me see. Not for like a particular reason. No creo. I don't think, because each song means something, pero maybe a situation made me cry, which, all right, and I do have a story. It was in, I guess 2000 and what was it? 2008, 2009, Puerto Rico. There was a little girl that went on like backstage to meet me. It was from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. A little girl, she had probably a few months left to live. She was like about 5, 6. I got to hang out with her. She was so cool. She was like, oh my God, Henry, I love your songs, blah, blah, blah. So we got to hang out. When we got on stage, I started singing Princesita. And she was there, and I invited her over. I remember, I tengo goosebumps. Y la subí a la tarima. And then I started singing Princesita. And the words that were coming out, it actually like clicked at the moment. The words of the song, it was like I was telling her, ya lo sé, han venido difamando que no soy quien te ama y el que te realizará tus sueños. And one of her dreams was actually, to meet me. And I had her on stage. And the combination of the words or whatever I was saying at the moment, it broke me. It totally broke me. I couldn't continue singing. The little girl just hugged me. The crowd just started crying. Everybody started crying. Everyone started crying because it was such a magic. It was such a. You're crying now.
Oh my God! I'm turning red. I'm sorry.
It was a magical moment, So yeah, that's it. That song and that situation made me cry. Yes.
Man.
Well, thank you, Henry. Congratulations. You just thank you.
No problem.
Woo! My eyeliner. Anyways, Henry Flo. Next
Jeez,
question.
dude. In 20
Sí,
years,
esos
you've
son los-
achieved being a
son los
singer,
trucos.
songwriter, producer, actor, music, movie music supervisor. You know what I mean? What else does Henry Santos have up his sleeve to achieve?
Oh, you didn't mention dancer.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
want me to-
dancer
I
as
want-
well, because he was
I want,
yeah.
I want
My
mira que
bad.
baila. Yeah. So,
Yeah, you can't forget that because
Yeah, I know, right?
he won that. Okay, so he has bragging
Yeah,
rights.
he did. Mira quien baila.
yeah.
Felicidades, by the way.
Tirarlo ahí, yeah. Sorry. So let me see. No, there's a lot of things. You know that I don't know. I'm an open book. A mí me gusta escuchar ideas y cosas, and I'm constantly producing like different things. You know, lately I've been doing a lot of videos for my YouTube channel. You know, that's just something, you know, that I'm like, wow, this is interesting. Let me talk about it. So he empezado como like to do little videos there. So eso es algo nuevo que me ha pasado durante la cuarentena. You know, so if you go to my YouTube channel and you see all these different videos of either highlights of the tour or things that I do at home, like cooking. I like to cook. You know, just different things that I do, and that's just probably something new that I think you'll be interested in
Yeah,
seeing from Henry Santos.
I'm definitely going to check it out as well, and hopefully we get plugged in a little bit. Like, yeah, these guys asked me this question, man, from the Migo experiment.
There you go. Yeah.
Mira, también growing up, man, you know, and you being directly from Dominican Republic, llegaste aquí a los 13 años, you got to New York, right to the Bronx. Like, with your cousins and stuff, man, you know, let's keep it 100, man. Anybody used to bully you?
Bully me?
Yeah. Out of the group, anybody?
Out of the group?
Yeah.
In the group?
Yeah.
It was a constant bullying from everybody. Like not to me, but like I would bully them, they would bully me. It was like I
just talked trash all day, didn't you?
Oh yes, especially because like I'm an older brother, you know, and I have 3 younger brothers, so I would bully them. So I already knew how to bully, you know. So when we got into the group, that's something that actually kept us together and like with our feet in the ground. The fact that we didn't take shit from each other. You know what I'm saying? We were just like, oh, if there's something wrong with you, I'm gonna tell you right now because this is what I'm feeling that you need to work on. And that will go, you know, that might not be bullying, but in a way, you know, it was the fact, you know, we were so raw to each other that made us stronger actually at the end of the day. You know, there was no going behind our backs. If we had something to say, we would find ways to just, you know, just let it all out, you know, and so yeah, man, we would constantly, but to be honest, there's no one better at pranking than my cousin, like than Romeo. Nobody pranks better than that guy. Hay que tenerle miedo. You see that guy so romantic and oh yeah, singing. But you gotta be
tell us of one occasion he did, just one out of all, just one. That even you were like, oh,
like to me, like this is something that I try to get him back doing the same thing and I just couldn't, it didn't work for me. Pero we would go on, you know, private jets or whatever. I remember because it wasn't a jet that he did this to me. You know, y nos quitamos los zapatos, we would get comfortable, you know, y llegamos a los lugares. I would put my shoe on. Yo tenía chicle inside my, you know, masticado inside my shoe, you know, and he would constantly get me. I don't know when he would find the right time that I wasn't looking and me metía chicle en los pies. And I try to do that and he would always find out, you know. So he would be like,
oh man, all spearman ass foot, like.
There you go. Andaba yo con mi pie lleno de chicle. Yeah.
So what tengo que preguntar tú a ti, since you're actually living in Florida right now, have you heard of Florida Karen or Karen Florida or whatever it is? Oh, there goes Karen. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's going viral. It's pretty much this particular woman. Okay, just tell you the scenario what's going on. Okay, what happened is a todas mujeres blancas que se ponen a to complain about what's going on with life. Like, I refuse to wear a mask, and you're not going to tell me that I can't do that. I'm going to speak to the manager. I'm going to sue you, blah, blah, blah. Have you ran into a Karen in your life lately?
Let me see. Ay, Dios.
Even you have to be like, oh, let me look at this movie right quick. Hold on. Relax.
I mean, there's always someone that wants to go against, everything. Y que tiene una conspiracy theory against everything, and there is a lady that I know. I don't know if this is, if this is related to whatever you just told me. Pero she's like, no, there's all this thing is a made up story, Chinese and this and a third. And I'm like, lady, just wear a mask or something, just because the fact, that if you don't believe in something, no, everybody else doesn't have to pay for it, like ponte una máscara or do something or stay away. And she's in the lobby. She's in the lobby at my building. And she's constantly complaining. I don't know if that's a Karen.
That's exactly what a Karen is, bro.
Yes.
That's a Karen,
well, there you go. And I'm like, wow, okay, lady. Es que está más viejita también. And she always, every time I see her, it's something. But this time around, I do remember that that was the latest one.
When you walk by her, Henry, be like, got him. Calm down, Karen. Calm down. Just calm down.
Bueno, if this is something going viral, y ella se da cuenta that I'm playing with her, la va a coger conmigo.
She'll probably tell she'll sue you because you called her Karen. My name is not Karen. I will sue you now.
Excuse me? You just called me Karen. I am calling the cops.
My name is Charlotte. So I can mess with you, man.
Just blame it on Henry Flo.
Yeah, Henry Flo did it.
Yeah. El tocayo Flo, he just told me that, man.
Well, hermano, thank you so much for joining us and answering our questions and making people cry and go through the ups and downs of the whole, of this entire interview, which was great. I appreciate your time.
No, thank you, because this is great. This is the type of interviews that I like to relax and just be myself. This is the way I think interviews should be. No de que así tan seria like so many people do. I like to just relax, and this has been great for me.
Por eso se llama the Migo experiment, because this is a little different. Somos diferente también. You know what I mean? Just like
qué bueno.
You guys brought a whole different sound to an R&B, blues type of music. It is what it is, man. It's an experiment.
There you go. Wow. Bueno, pues nada, que sigan para adelante. You guys are doing great. I had a lot of fun y le deseo lo mejor a todos ustedes, okay?
Before you go, I just want to go ahead and let our viewers know where they can follow you, dónde te puedes seguir, buscar tu nueva tema, que acabas de salir, all that good stuff.
Well, it's simple, I try to make it as simple as possible. I made everything into like one whole thing. It was the henrysantos.com. That's my website. Pero most of my social media, Instagram, Twitter, everything is at Henry Santos. As simple as that. So pueden encontrar toda mi música también en every platform. Gracias a Dios está en every platform. Como Henry Santos también. Traicionalo conmigo is the new single. And listen to it. A lot of people are loving it. So don't be the last one to know.
You heard it here first in the Migo experiment. Thank you, Henry, man. You can follow me as well, man, at HenryFLO_DCF.
You can follow me on Instagram at LaBori DMB, LABORIIIDMB.
Follow me at Eldon Willy.
Yo, and this is the Migo experiment. Make sure to comment, subscribe. If you got any questions for this gentleman right here, hopefully we'll get to do another one, maybe in the future. Who knows? But if you have any questions, go ahead and ask it right here. Make sure to listen to the music. And thank you for subscribing to the Migo experiment and Migo Radio, man. Y'all take care. We out. Quarantine edition.